Here it is, time now for the Peter Chill 11 o'clock news, Tuesday night, December 9th, 2014. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins here. I get top news stories at 11 p.m. here, and our top story at 11 o'clock here is in Washington, where the Senate Intelligence Committee on Tuesday issued a sweeping indictment on the Central Intelligence Agency's program to detain and interrogate terrorism suspects in the years after the September 11th attacks. A bipartisan group of congressional leaders reached a deal Tuesday evening that would, for the first time, allow the benefits of current retirees to be reviewed as part of an effort to save some of the nation's most distressed pension plans. Jonathan Gruber, the economist who helped design Obamacare and Affordable Care Act files on his sword before Congress, says Jonathan Gruber is a Michael S. Jeffries, the long-standing chief executive of Abercrombie and Fitch, retired on Tuesday, signifying the end of the tenure that once took the company to retail stratosphere, but has lately been marred by multiple problems. Facebook updated its search to the big web, but it allows you to find your friends' posts for months or years past. In Lima, Peru, Australia's made a surprise pledge of $200 billion Australian dollars, worth of $65 billion. In American money, too, a key UN climate fund expectation of Australian contribution to Green Climate Fund were low after Foreign Minister Julie Bishop told the Associated Press. In Seoul, South Korea, drunken and burst behavior, cell phones, and grandchildren reclined seats have led to episodes of fight rage as Korean executive resigns after halted fight over snatch service. Protesters blocked the Amtrak train in Berkeley, California on Monday as hundreds of people marched past Berkeley for the third night, blocking the Interstate Highway and stopping the train as activists rallied against grand jury decisions. Not that Michael Brown and Eric Garner. In Washington, the Supreme Court on Tuesday ruled unanimously that the temp agency was not required to pay workers at Amazon warehouses for the time they spent waiting to go through a security screen at the end of the day. In the final seconds before careened into the houses below, pilot Michael Rosenberg fought to control a pitch and roll the airplane that was losing the ability to fly. The Reverend Jared Maupin, a Phoenix leader in the black community, spoke at a Pacific Space Park during a rally march to the police headquarters in Phoenix. We organized protests to the police killing the black suspect, which was on Thursday. In Washington, Senator Rand Paul, Republican Kentucky, tangled on Tuesday with Secretary of State John Kerry over the administration's military action against Islamic State terrorists in Syria and Iraq. China's factory gate deflation deepened and consumer prices climbed to the slowest pace since 2009, signaling room for further monetary easing. In Hong Kong, Chinese stocks, which have been around for months, didn't about facing Tuesday continue to ride or sell off. Citigroup expects to take a $2.7 billion legal charge related to multiple investigations. It's the wild, wild east out there in China, but brands like KFC and Pizza Hut just can't give up, no matter how many challenges they face. The Internal Revenue Service paid at least $6 million in child tax credits in 2013. People ineligible to receive them are quoted an audit by J. Russell Georgia Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration. Intel's bringing in access to bear on the Internet of Things, a hot topic for nearly all IT vendors, but one of them especially critical to big chip makers. Los Angeles rapper Earl Warnes and his strange wife were trying to reconcile. She was up about their chats only days before Hayes killed her and committed suicide. Police said on Tuesday. Chase's life was a fight with them right now after leaving us hanging for months. We wondered if Leo, having a liver dead, he decided to get to surgery at an accident that we was in the hospital after all. The voice is one step closer to crowning another winner on the reality show. And 3 guys have been guaranteed spot in the finale based on America's votes. The debate whether Mars had life on it or not have been reinvigorated after Curiosity Mars rover documented a large crater that may have been once held water. Scientists suggest. What are the dunes on Titan, Saturn's largest moon, look as food? They were formed by winds blowing opposite to the moon's prevailing winds. Using X-rays to videotape a getting foul, where I could across a bed of poppy seeds, paleontologists are unlocking the mysteries of dinosaur tracks. Take a look at the New England alerts here at 11:05 here at 7:56 p.m. Officers responded to Cumberland Farms at 37 Montcalm Street in Chickpea front. Armed robbery report. It was reported that the suspect was masked, showed a handgun, and fled the scene in a white PT Cruiser while en route. Sergeant Hamilton Ray observed a vehicle matching that description turned on Emerson Street off the Chickpea Street. Along with assistance from uniformed officers and detectives stopped the vehicle. After further investigation, driver Samantha Patel, 35 years old, from 830 Chickpea Street, was arrested and charged with armed robbery while masked, operated a motor vehicle with a suspended license, and failed to stop for police officer. She's being held to the Chickpea Police Department. So tip of the hat from tip of the hat to Sergeant Hamilton Way from the Chickpea Police Department. In Knowles, City Police are investigating an incident of gunfire in which at least 5 gunshots were fired on Line Street early Tuesday morning, with 2 of those shots hit in vehicles parked nearby. 2 others hit in buildings. And pedestrian was struck and injured by a boiler on Route 9 Bridge Train in Northampton shortly after 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Non-federal Massachusetts and motor vehicle accident on 1337 South Washington Street as a vehicle collided with a tractor trailer unit and vehicles on the side with 2 parties trapped. And pedestrian struck on Seattle Avenue in Chelsea, Massachusetts, as pedestrian struck by vehicle on the roadway. No fire department units failed to respond. Police department and EMS were en route to the scene. Peter Channel News Times now, 11:06, time now for a travel report here. And Mass back to the westbound side, it is backed up from South Boston and way down for the Blue Tunnel here. But otherwise, a smooth sailing around the highways, byways of New England this late Tuesday night. So take it easy out there around the roads because it is a little wet, a little slippery, but take it easy out there. Alright, take a look at the weather situation here at 11:07 here. Our current conditions here in North Massachusetts at 11 o'clock. 52 degrees, that temperature, foggy and misty conditions, humidity 97%, wind speed southeast by 8 miles per barometer, 248 inches, 2 per 51 degrees, and visibility 2 miles, and wind chill about 49 degrees here. Current conditions around the region here. 48 degrees, that temperature here in Boston, 40 in Pittsburgh, 41 in Bedford, 49 in Beverly and Gloucester, in the Naval, 37 in Worcester, 39 in Sturbridge, 39 in Webster, 49 in Norwood, 54 in Taunton, 51 in Bedford, it's 55 in Plymouth and Provincetown, 52 in Falmouth, 51 in Chatham, 53 in Cape Cod Bay, 51 in Boston Harbor, 50 out of Murfreesboro, 53 in Nantucket, 47 in New Hampshire Bay, 45 in Block On, 43 in Westerly, 41 in Smithfield, 42 in New York, 41 in Islip, and 43 in Montauk, 42 in Long Island, and 42 in Bridgeport and New Haven, 38 in Denver, 39 in Waterbury and Hartford, 40 in Meriden, Windsor, 39 in Springfield, 36 in Amherst and Naftal, 37 in Greenfield, 33 in Northampton, 34 in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, 34 in Albany, New York, it's 35 in Glen Falls, New York State, 34 out in Bennington, 35 in Brattleboro, 32 in Rutland, Vermont, 36 in Keene, Hampshire, 35 in Chatham, Hampshire, 37 in Laconia, New Hampshire, 38 in Concord, Hampshire, 38 in Manchester, New Hampshire, 39 in Nashville, New Hampshire, 42 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and 38 up in Portland, Maine. Here. Okay, let's take a look at the map situation here. We're showing a little cold front with a warm front off the northwestern California, stretching up to western Oregon and Washington State. Pink front up to the British Columbia. You got a warm front from eastern Alberta, stretching it down for Montana, down for western South Dakota, down for Nebraska, and cold front from Kansas, stretching Oklahoma, down for Southern Arkansas, down for Southern Mississippi, Alabama, down to Georgia, up to the Carolinas, and up to Virginia. Here, we got a cold front for the Gulf of Mexico, stretching halfway between South Central Florida and Cuba, and stretching it up the Atlantic seaboard. Cloud of warm front at the sea, and a pink front stretching through southern New England and down for New York State. We got a cold front from Ontario, stretching it down with a safe front down Quebec, merging with it. We got high pressure stretching in northeastern Ontario and western Colorado and Yellowstone Valley and east central portions of California and southeastern portions of Texas here. While we got low pressure south central Montana and off the New Jersey coastline here. 37 degrees hot temperature right now in Detroit. It's 39 in Pittsburgh, 46 in Washington, D.C., 43 in Atlanta, Georgia. It's 59 in Miami, 46 in Brownsville, 49 in Dallas, Texas. It's 30 in Kansas State, 32 in Chicago, Illinois, 21 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 20 in Omaha, Nebraska, 50 in Great Falls, Montana, 57 in Seattle, 62 in San Francisco, 64 in Los Angeles, 65 in San Diego, 70 out in Phoenix, Arizona, 48 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's 56 in Las Vegas, 40 in Salt Lake City, and 35 in Denver. And we're seeing the radar and it shows light tomorrow bands rain around Portland, Maine, and around up around South Central Maine from Portland up to Brunswick up to Augusta and stretching on western Maine with a few sleet and snow near Freiburg and rain showers around east central New Hampshire around Conway. And once again, light tomorrow bands rain around Rockland, Maine, around mid coast Maine. Light tomorrow bands rain. The heavy bands rain around east central portion of Maine. From Millinock and then stretching on Machias around Maine and then stretching the day on food. Southern New Brunswick here and rain showers of a few moderate heavy bands rain around west of Halifax, Nova Scotia here, and rain and sleet around eastern portions of Nova Scotia, raining around east central portions of New Brunswick here, sleeting around north of Bengal, around Newport, and sleeting south of Fulton and around southwestern portions of New Brunswick. And some snow up in northern Maine, around northern New Brunswick, and around eastern Quebec, around Quebec, Montreal, and stretching it into southeastern Ontario, east of Ottawa, and stretching on western Vermont and upstate New York, and eastern and central portion of New York, down to northeastern Pennsylvania here. And raining and sleeting around the Toronto area in Ontario, and stretching around the western portion of New York, near Buffalo here. And it's raining around eastern Pennsylvania and stretching on for eastern Maryland and eastern Virginia and on through the North Carolina coastline here in eastern portion of North Carolina with some line of showers and thunderstorms around east central portion of North Carolina here and after the southeastern portions of Virginia around Norfolk and Newport News and Virginia Beach in Virginia here. And we're seeing some little slight rain showers around western Texas and around for southern New Mexico here. Rain showers around western Oregon and for west central portions of Washington State, and spotty rain showers in southwestern portions of British Columbia, and line of rain showers around southeastern portions of Alaska. Rain and sleet around west central portions of Alberta and for east central portions of British Columbia here. Rain showers around west central portions of Montana and northern Idaho here. Take a look at that satellite loop, and it shows a line of clouds covering from coastal New England and around Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and coming around Quebec and around for Atlantic Canada. A line of clouds from eastern New York and straight to the Atlantic coastline down to eastern Carolina, Israel, and off the Georgia coastline here. A line of clouds around southern Mexico and its west central portions of Texas and Mexico down for Oklahoma here. And we're seeing a line of clouds around California, Nevada, and stretching on for the Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and around Montana, and stretching up at the British Columbia, Maine, through Manitoba and Northern Ontario here. And some spotty clouds around southeastern South Dakota, southwestern Minnesota, western Iowa, and eastern Nebraska here. And eastern Kansas down for Missouri here. Okay, take a look at our forecast for Special Man region here. Nor'easter is coming to continue to the parts of the northeast United States. Active weather pattern for the west coast and mostly quiet weather elsewhere. There'll be two significant weather features throughout the middle of the weekend, with the first being the nor'easter currently affecting New England and New York. Afterwards, by 1 to 3 inch rainfall amounts from New Jersey to Maine, and Maine acts as a very precipitation to forecast has slowly lift northward into the central and northern New England by Wednesday, with most of it falling in the form of rain near the coast of the big cities. Winter mix is expected for inland locations at higher elevations as the upper level low moves overhead, and snow will become likely from upstate New York to Maine, and winter storm warnings are in effect for those areas, as wind gusts up to 40 to 60 miles an hour are likely for the northeast United States. Out west, a strong Pacific storm is forecast brings some drought relief to California, Oregon, Friday, Thursday, as an atmospheric river of moisture or Pineapple Express is expected ahead of a system that is tapping moisture from the tropics, and this will lead to a soft of heavy rainfall amounts of 2 to 4 inches by Thursday night, and significant snowfall could be expected to the highest mountains of the Sierra Nevada and the northern California mountains. Some of the moisture should make into the Intermountain West in the form of rain showers and mountain snow showers. Elsewhere across the Canadian United States, the overall weather pattern should be rather uneventful with a high pressure range over much of the southern and eastern United States, except for the northeast and the opposites of many Major cold regions will keep temperatures closer to normal for this time of the year. Here. Okay, take a look at forecast discussion around region here. And take a look at our forecast discussion around the region. Storm center wobbling as it weakens across southern New England for the majority of the week. Will persist with some periods of showers and snows. A perfect condition is expected Sunday and especially early next week as high pressure builds in from the west. Near turbulent 6 a.m. Wednesday morning at 10:30 p.m. updates. Similarly, low cutting off from the maritime flow becoming stacked across the New York Hudson River Valley as the surface center wobbles over the Cape Crocodile beginning to feel it at the weekend, evident up first. UZ shouted dry air weapon assisted with a mid to upper levels cleared to a dry version of Latin. Press device with it the column checkout for the cover head involving with it the water vapor. Satellite and the obvious star spot pulled with a proximity of the low center and cyclonic flow as moisture continues to wrap into the system and pull beneath. The aforementioned inversion undergoing lift in a descendant about scale dynamics. Winds and temperatures, winds tapering off as a gradient weakens across the area beneath the presence of the Bardo, especially over the southeast New England wind advisory headlines, haven't allowed to expire. Yet we'll need to closely watch the following of north winds with gusts up to 30 miles an hour across the interior. Questions of whether some freezing temperatures will drop south along these slopes of the Berkshires and have breezy conditions out to the north. Much of the region, and this will likely drive a few locales immediately east of the Berkshires, Massachusetts, come. Need border to observe a freezing drizzle into the Wednesday morning, may need to issue SBS for Western Franklin, Western Hampshire, and West Hampshire for this morning commute and precipitation. Otherwise, merely a soupy drizzle event with petrifying about freezing temperatures all the way into the Wednesday morning for our majority region and lows around in mid-30s and a kept above freezing my most tired dew-point air. And take a look at weather notes here. A real warning until 11:30 p.m. for much of Greater Boston. A flood warning until 1 p.m. on Thursday from Lincoln to Framingham along the Sudbury River. And periodic bands of light rain and snow showers will be on tap for much of Wednesday and much of Thursday here. And tonight's and tomorrow's highs, we will see 45 for Boston, 41 for Hartford, Connecticut, 39 in New York City, at 36 in Albany, 39 in Worcester, 37 in Concord, New Hampshire, 34 in Rutland, Vermont, and 37 in Portland, Maine. Here. And accumulated snow Wednesday afternoon and evening for east slopes of the Berkshires here. Another round of accumulated snow Wednesday afternoon and evening for east slopes of the Berkshires and 2 to 6 inches of snow expected Wednesday afternoon and evening for the east slopes of the Berkshires and just a few rain and snow showers expected also with a little of any accumulation possible here. And we got a real flood warning here. The National Weather Service in Taunton has extended the flood warning for south central Essex County, northeastern Massachusetts, northeastern Norfolk County, eastern Massachusetts, and Suffolk County, eastern Massachusetts, and east central Middlesex County, northeastern Massachusetts until 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday. At 11:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, training weather spotters have reported flooded in many locations in Greater Boston area. While conditions are expected to improve over the next 6 hours, it will be slow to do so in places. And recent reports indicate that Route 1A is closed in both directions before Rosewood Drive and Ipswich High Street in Ipswich is also closed, and Medford Street underpass in Somerville is expected to be closed for the Wednesday morning commute due to flooding. These are just except similar flooded issues within the Warren area. Some locations will be experienced flooding include Boston, Cambridge, Quincy, Lynn, Newton, Somerville, Waltham, Malden, Brookline, Medford, Revere, Peabody, Arlington, Everett, Salem, Beverly, Woburn, Chelsea, Watertown, Lexington, Milton, Melrose, Saugus, Danvers, Wakefield, Reading, Belmont, Dedham, Burlington, and Kenton is prepare sections. Do not drive through flooded roads, but flooded waters are usually deeper than they appear. Turn around, don't drown. Flood is difficult to see it that drivers should be look for flooded roads and find alternate routes. Those near small streams should be headed higher ground. And also, a real flood warning is in effect for west central Plymouth County and southeastern Massachusetts until 10:45 a.m. tomorrow morning. At 10:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Taunton River near Bridgewater was rising from heavy rainfall early Tuesday as the Taunton River continues to rise. Its tributaries are also being impacted by not being able to drain as quickly. One of those tributaries is Purchase Brook in Middleborough. When Purchase Brook floods, residents at the upper end of the Wolowski Park section of Middleborough become isolated. The road is impassable. Some locations that will experience flooding include Middleborough. Purchase Brook is expected to flood by 7 a.m. Wednesday, potentially isolated Wolowski part of the time. And a flood warning in effect. The National Weather Service has issued a flood warning for the following rivers of Massachusetts: Sudbury River and Saxonville, affecting Middlesex County. Heavy rain which fell today will result in minor flooding along the Sudbury River. Precautionary prepare sections and safety message of flood statement providing the latest information. This flood event will be issued within the next 8 hours. Currently, the safety message do not allow children to play near swollen rivers, streams, and culverts. Swiftly moving water can pose an immediate threat to life. As the National Weather Service has issued a flood warning for the Sudbury River at Saxonville from this evening to Thursday afternoon until the warning is canceled at 4:15 p.m. Tuesday, the stage is 9.4 feet, flood stage is 10 feet. Minor flooding is forecast. The forecast rise above flood stage this evening and crest near 10.1 feet after midnight. The rivers will fall below flood stage by Thursday morning, impacted 10 feet, and flood will affect the low-lying areas along the river in Wayland, including portion of Shore Road and Pelham Island Roads near Heard's Pond. There. Okay, take a look at the 7-day forecast. It goes like this. While you're sleeping over bananas tonight, chance of rain, patch about otherwise class cloud with low end 36 degrees and off with about 8 miles by transpiration 4%. New precipitation amounts of less than 7 inches possible. For Wednesday, rain likely remain between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. Patch about before 10 a.m. otherwise class cloud with a high near 45 degrees and off with about 5 to 7 miles by transpiration 6%. New precipitation amounts between a 10 and a quarter of an inch possible. For Wednesday, chance of showers class cloud low end 35 degrees and west north. East wind about 6 miles per hour, southwest after midnight. Transpiration 50% and new precipitation amounts less than 7 inches possible. Thursday, a chance of snow showers before 9 a.m. and a chance of rain showers class cloud behind 41 degrees in southwest, wind about 7-11 miles by transpiration 30%. Little no circulation expected. Thursday, a chance of snow showers mainly before 4 a.m. Mostly class cloud, low around 30 degrees in southwest, wind about 3 to 7 miles by transpiration 30%. Friday, a slight chance of rain and snow showers before 1 p.m. and then a chance of rain showers partly sunny sky about 41 degrees and transpiration 30%. Friday, mostly clouds sky low about 31 degrees. For Saturday, partly sunny clouds sky about 41, low about 30 degrees. First, Sunday, mostly sunny clouds sky about 42, low about 33 degrees. Monday, mostly sunny clouds sky about 46, low about 34 degrees. For Tuesday, partly sunny sky about 46 degrees. Peters, what a phrase today. A little wet on Wednesday, but not as bad as today. Peter, tell news time, 11:24 here and 10.5 spots there on this late Tuesday night here. And let's start off with some scores here. First of all, in the NHL, through one period in San Jose, the Edmonton Oilers and the San Jose Sharks deadlocked at 2-2 apiece. And we got 6 minutes left in the third period. Nashville Predators leading the Colorado Avalanche 1-0 with 6 minutes left in the third period here. Chicago Blackhawks edge out the New Jersey Devils 3-2. Columbus Blue Jackets over the Philadelphia Flyers 3-2. Montreal Canadiens over Vancouver Canucks 3-1. Buffalo Sabres beat the Los Angeles Kings 1-0. Toronto Maple Leafs over the Calgary Flames 4-1. Washington Capitals over the Tampa Bay Lightning 5-3. Minnesota Wild held the New York Islanders 5-4. And Winnipeg Jets over the All Stars 5-2. Okay, NBA scores. We got 7-1 left in the second quarter. Los Angeles Lakers lead the Sacramento Kings 37-35. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's Utah 98, San Antonio 94. Cleveland defeated Toronto 105-101. Portland Trailblazers over the Detroit Pistons 98-86. Nons Pelicans over New York Knickerbockers 104-93. Oklahoma City Thunder defeated Milwaukee Bucks 114-101. And Memphis Grizzlies over the Dallas Mavericks 114-105. And Miami Heat defeat the Phoenix Suns 103-97. Here. Take a look at college basketball scores. First of all, off in the men's Division I in the NCAA. In the men's basketball, 2:45 left during the time period. Creighton leading South Dakota 74-70 here. At the Jimmy V Classic in New York City, Louisville leading Indiana 71-60. San Jose State 48, San Carlos 42. UC Davis 55, Eastern Illinois 50. Villanova 33, Illinois 59. Wichita State 77, Seton Hall 68. Iowa State 73, UMKC 56. Notre Dame 93, Mount St. Mary's 67. Xavier 66, IUPUI 43. Bryant 80, Army 73. Colgate 88, Morrisville State 52. Navy 84, VMI 66. St. Joseph 68. Loyola Maryland 42. Dayton 56. Bowling Green 52. 196, Bars Hill 51. LIU Brooklyn 83. Maine 70. Rutgers 16. New Hampshire 56. Hartford Syrian Holy Cross 61. NJIT 68. San Francisco New York 66. Kansas State 50. Bradley 47. TCU 80. Furman 69. Pennsylvania 59, Marist 42. Evansville 65, Belmont 62, South Dakota State 62, St. Louis 55. UL Monroe 82, Northwestern State 74. Arizona 87, Utah Valley 56. Baylor 77, Texas A&M 63. Idaho State 67, Grand Canyon 51. Eastern Michigan 45, Michigan 42. Iowa 67, Alcorn State 44, and Boise State 78, Adams State 49. Yeah, the women's college basketball division number 1 here. In the women's, Evansville over Oakland City 81-40. Pennsylvania 65, St. Joseph 51. Hofstra 62, and JIT 47. Princeton 85, Michigan 55. Seton Hall 82, Illinois 72. George Washington 72, Georgetown 60. Rhode Island 56, Boston University 48. Fordham 72, Central Connecticut State 36. Eastern Michigan 88, Madonna University 68. Bucknell 85, UMBC 41. East Carolina 82, Loyola Maryland 33. It's South Dakota 81, Valparaiso 62. Western Illinois 75, Bradley 63. Texas A&M 70, SMU 62. USC 85, Cal State Norfolk 34 in overtime. Washington State 59, Gonzaga 58. Colorado State 35, South Dakota Mines 39, and San Diego 66, San Diego State 44. Alright, take a look at sports news here. Chicago Cubs manager Joe Maddon said the chance to take care of his family waited in his decision to join the Cubs here. As manager, Joe Maddon admitted there's some curiosity as he switches from the underdog Tampa Bay Rays to the Cubs and the surroundings of a big trade. Houston Texas rookie outside linebacker Jadavion Clowney had microfracture surgery in his right knee and is expected to be sidelined in 9 months. Reports Adam Scheffler, ESPN. Quarterback Cam Newton has 2 fractures in his back after his truck crashed and overturned Tuesday at Uptown Charlotte, North Carolina, the Carolina Panthers said. The Chicago White Sox have been busy securing trades to chase down the Royals and Tigers, and Jeff Starmacher gives the White Sox a proven starter. In New York, then subterranean gymnasium at Brook College in May, LeBron James answered non-basketball questions to send his willingness to speak out against Donald Sterling. Liverpool was eliminated from the Champions League on Tuesday night with a 1-1 tie at home against Basel, which advanced to the final 16. In Dallas, when Commissioner Roger Goodell promised in September to overhaul the NFL's personal conduct policy in the wake of the scandals involving Ray Rice and Adrian Peterson, he invited the players' union to help the league develop new penalties. In Miami, the Women's Tennis Association agreed to a 10-year, $525 million rights deal with a digital media company platform that will see 2,000 main draw singles matches broadcast each year. The governing body said on Tuesday. Ayla Brizagov has passed his trying test and signed a 1-year deal on Tuesday to return to Anaheim Texas team. Meanwhile, said star winger Corey Perry will miss 3 to 4 weeks with a sprained knee. In Los Angeles, Magic Johnson wants Los Angeles Lakers to lose for their own good. Coach Brian Scott thinks they are better off learning how to win. In New Orleans, Knicks players insisted Tuesday that they are not content with losing games and the fact that trying to avoid losing them has become a main exception. As a winter meetings wrap up, it's unlikely that Arizona will make any major trades or contract moves. And that's going to be it for the Peter Channel 11 o'clock news on this Tuesday, December 9th, 2014. People have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow for a morning report. Good night. Stay in the morning with a good positive attitude.